Come on up. All right, hold on. One by one. Let me see. I got to take your temperature. Wait. All right, you're 97. 98. 98. Sick. And just so you know, that's for my own personal. No one told me I needed to do that. I just wanted to do it because it's fun. Sick. All right. So you guys ready?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So my name's Martine. I know you guys. I'm one part of Sound and Fury, and that's like my involvement in this thing today. But I don't know. Let's start off with all the generic shit. Tell me who you are and what you do, and what the band's about, where you guys are from, that kind of stuff.
Well, my name's Cody, and I play guitar.
I'm Tim. I play drums.
Yeah, I'm Michael. I play bass.
Is that mic working? Okay. So, yeah, where do you guys hail from? Where are you representing?
Dude, we represent Santa Cruz, California.
Is everyone from actually from San?
No.
No.
In fact, Sammy's the only one that still lives there.
Oh, okay. But you'll always rep
100%.
Oh,
Santa
absolutely.
Cruz.
Yeah.
Okay, sick. Yeah, that's all that really matters. Yeah, like what's give a little condensed history of the band, like how long you guys been around, did you do the whole like we're friends so we started a band, or did you become friends because you all played instruments and decided to have a band together and now you're friends? Like
Totally. Yeah, so Train started in the summer of 2014. Basically, I was going to school up in UCSC and just kind of found some guys who wanted to play in a band. And
oh, so you didn't know each other before?
No, not at all. In fact, the lineup's kind of gone through so many changes, but we had an original lineup way back when, just played some shows around Santa Cruz, like some bars and, school house shows, and then...
You guys played bar shows? Yeah. I don't know why I can't really imagine that.
Dude,
but
it was like the name's been the same, but it was like a completely different band.
Okay, fair enough.
Then, just played like a handful of shows, and then we got Sammy on board via a Facebook post. He said he wanted to front a band, and so we let him try out, and pretty much knew from the second we met him that he was going to be the guy. And
yeah.
He kind of just took the band and ran with it, and then he flash forward 5 years, and here we are. So
sick.
yeah.
So how come he couldn't be here today?
I think he had some family visiting Santa Cruz.
So he still lives in Santa Cruz.
He does, yeah. He's the only one.
Crazy. He's the happiest person that I've ever met.
He is, dude.
In my entire life.
Totally.
I don't know. Is he always like that, or is that like a facade? And he's like
I mean, he's a human. He's got emotions for sure, but for the most part, he's just
he's happy.
He's a happy dude, and he always has been.
Okay. So when would you say, either of you can answer this question, like when did you really become aware that you were a part of the hardcore scene and like you were actively involved? And because I remember a time when I was in high school where I made the conscious decision of this is what I'm about, and I'm going to put all my effort and energy into this and do something productive. So
Totally.
When do you guys feel like you made that conscious decision to be involved in hardcore music?
Honestly, I think we played in Salinas at a backyard show with Cody's other band where he plays drums called Gardens. That was kind of one of the first hardcore shows we had played, and it was just such a breath of fresh air from all the shitty bar shows and just basically we just play whatever we could find. So playing that and seeing young kids come out and buy merch and mosh and go crazy was just a game changer. And then shortly after, we played a coffee shop in Santa Cruz called Cafe Pergolesi, which is no longer a venue, unfortunately. But we played with a band called No Greater Fight, who brought out a bunch of young kids, and kind of the same deal. They were just super enthusiastic, and that's kind of when I think we first realized that we were a part of the hardcore scene and just wanted to just go all in,
How about from a personal standpoint, when you were younger and you started, did you make the progression from, a lot of people do, I was a kid and I listened to Metallica and then I found this band and then I decided I liked hardcore, or they were into punk or whatever. How do you guys, where did you find your guys line into hardcore music?
I started off with metal.
I feel like that's a normal transition for a lot of people, is starting off with metal and then kind of, you know?
Totally. Yeah, that's like a what do you call that? Like kind of like a threshold, kind of like to cross. Like that's like the first kind of thing you hear. You know, Metallica, all that stuff, Slayer.
Right.
So that's what I started off with, and then I started hearing bands like Black Flag and like Cro-Mags and stuff like that, and I was like, wow, this is like really cool, you know. And then eventually just started going to like local shows. I mean, I'm from Salinas, so it's like I grew up in like the Salinas scene and all that shit, and so.
What about you over there?
Yeah, I was just mostly found like death metal to begin with, and then some kids in my school invited me to like a local show, which I never heard of, like hardcore really. And then they took me there. And I was like, "Yo, this is the craziest shit I've ever seen."
Yeah, that's
like, and I was like, I want to go there every fucking weekend now.
Yeah, that story is always so cool. Hearing that sort of thing, where you just randomly find yourself at a hardcore show and you just know that something is different, like, and then you make the decision, like, yeah, I'm just gonna ruin my life and be a part of this forever, no matter how much money I sink into it or whatever. Yeah, this is it for me.
No regrets.
Yeah, so Drain played Sound and Fury last year, 2019, and anyone who witnessed it knows it was like one of the most impressive things that, you know, of the entire weekend. So give me your perspective of playing the festival for the first time, and because my perspective is just like I was like totally blown away, and just watching the interaction from everybody there, and people just really felt the vibe that you guys were putting out. So how did you guys feel being up there on stage and like playing for a huge crowd of people like that?
I mean, we felt like really, really stoked, you know, and we were very like honored and to like play and stuff like that. But what was really crazy for me was like, I remember like Year the Knife played, and then there were like someone was like, "Yo, you have like less than 5 minutes to set up," and I was like sitting at my pedal board, and I was like,
tight ship.
"Holy shit!" I was like, looked like behind me, I was like, "There's so many fucking people." I was like, it was really fun, man. It was really cool.
Yeah, it was a straight up dream come true. We used to joke when the band first started, like, dude, there's no fucking way in hell. Like, there's like, are you kidding me? Like, no way. And so the fact that we got to do it was like, just, it's still like overwhelming. Like, it was
incredible.
Just like straight up insane. Like one of the coolest experiences of our lives. Like, yeah, it was nuts, man. And we're just so honored and thankful that we got that opportunity. So
absolutely,
Definitely.
it was unreal.
The photos that have been produced from that set,
Yeah.
it's just like, I mean, that's the kind of stuff that I feel will live on forever. It's just, it's crazy. Like the infamous inflatable shark photo and shit. Like
I want to say that we brought that stuff down, but honestly, that was just other people that just rode with us and just continue to ride with us. It's unreal.
Were you in the band at this point?
No,
I feel like you weren't, right?
But
Yeah.
I was just
You were
watching
there
in the front, and that I have to agree that was pretty fucking insane.
Yeah. Yeah, so for anyone who didn't get the chance to see that, I assume it's probably up on YouTube or something like that, right? Didn't you? Yeah, it is.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Shout out 197.
Shouts out Steven.
Shout out
Yeah.
Steven.
So I got some notes over here. That's why I'm looking over here. Because this is my first time doing anything like this, so bear with me. I'm a little nervous, but yeah, let's talk about some like real deal professional business guy talk for a second. So you guys put out an LP earlier this year.
Yep.
Revelation Records.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
So
sir.
let's chat about that for a second. Like, how did the whole Revelation Records friendship begin? Did you know someone at the label beforehand, or was it like a straight up like you got hit up like, hey, we like your band, like can we put out your record? Or how did the whole thing come to fruition?
Well, I think it was someone approached Sammy at the merch table, right? That's
Yeah.
I think it was,
At Sound and Fury, or
yes.
oh wow,
Yes.
so that was like the blossoming of the
Yeah,
whole
I
thing.
think
So, yes.
so.
Wow,
I think
okay.
we had been sending stuff to Rev ever since we started recording
You're
stuff.
like,
You know what I
please,
mean?
please put my band.
And then I think it was after the set where
Is this true? Did that happen?
he threw it in the trash.
Free cookie, and that sealed the deal.
Yeah.
Okay. So Sound and Fury, you get approached, and
Yeah. I
and then-
think Adam approached Sammy at our merch table and was like,
Right.
let's do a record, and we were
that
all-
was it, like handshake agreement.
yeah,
kind of
pretty
thing
much.
right there?
And we
You're
were
hell
just
yeah.
like absolutely 100%.
Sick. I mean, that's the best kind of, you know, when it happens naturally like that, it's a lot better than, you know, some sort
Totally.
of professional. Was there actual contract signing and
Yes,
that
there
sort of
was.
thing? Yeah.
Yes, there was.
Was that the first time you guys had
Oh yeah.
been? Yeah.
Oh,
For
yeah.
sure. Yeah.
it's pretty intimidating, right?
It
when
is,
you
dude. It is.
actually
Totally.
do like an actual record deal for the first
Right.
time. Yeah. So, yeah.
And normally you should probably read it, but I didn't.
We're like,
So who knows what's in
I think
the
this is
contract?
good. Yeah, okay. Like,
Sign my life away. Let's go.
Yeah, might as well. I mean, if you're gonna do it with anyone, Rev is a
That's
is
right,
a good
dude.
one. Yeah. So it feels good working with the
It does.
legends like Revelation Records.
Also,
right?
still
yeah.
unbelievable. Still kind of pinch ourselves every day. It's nuts.
Yeah.
Never
that's-
thought that'd be a possibility.
yeah, never.
Yeah. So how long's it been out now? Like,
I think it came out in April. Yeah.
so typically, say what it's we're in July now. So if you released a record in April, normally by this time you would be doing shit to
Right.
promote this record,
totally.
playing shows, but obviously you haven't been able to, right?
Yeah, unfortunately.
So tell me a little bit about that. Like, how does that feel? Like, do you have plans for the future? Like, like tentative plans, or is everyone just kind of bummed out, or like, yeah, how are you feeling about the whole thing?
I mean, like, it definitely sucks, maybe because, like, me personally, and I think I can speak for the rest of us too. It's like if we could play a show or like tour like every fucking day, like I totally would,
Yeah.
It just sucks that we can't do that, right now because of the whole deal. But I don't know, just like
Just dealing with it.
just dealing with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a huge bummer, man. We'd love to just be doing support for the record, but it is what it is, and I think we're just making the best of it and just preparing that for that moment when we can, and then once we can, we will. So.
Yeah. So did you have plans that actually you had to cancel at some point?
Oh yeah, a bunch.
Yeah,
we were
yeah,
doing a bunch of fests, and we had like a full U.S. lined up, I believe, and just it's all kind of been put on hold right now.
Yeah.
unfortunately.
I know what you mean. Anything overseas that was gonna be happening, or had you gotten that far yet?
I don't. Yeah, not that I know of.
Not really. Yeah. No.
Well, you should start now. Yeah, start preparing
Yeah,
now and
dude.
get ready to go overseas and
Absolutely.
blow some people's minds, because
Love
I'm
to.
sure that's eventually going to happen. But
We'll be there.
yeah, I mean, it's crazy times right now. I don't know. Like, do you guys personally have jobs that you're working from home, or are you just sitting around in your bedroom all day, or like what kind of stuff you got going on that since you're kind of forced to not be active with the band?
I mean, I'm just at home playing guitar every day, just
That's a good thing
on
to
that
do, yeah,
fun
might as well.
employment, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, just like,
Use it to be creative. Yeah,
yeah, dude.
That's a
all
great
you
idea.
can do.
Yeah.
I've just been working like detailing cars and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So fortunately, when everyone was stuck at home getting their unemployment, they were like, "Oh, maybe I do have time to get this done." So
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
been a little lucky to not have slowed down because of the COVID.
yeah. So you're just still working.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much the same. Just trying to stay busy, trying to practice, and we still get together and practice a whole bunch too.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, just to,
Totally.
just to make sure that again when we can, we'll be ready to go. We'll be ready
All
to
right.
rip.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's pretty crazy how things are happening right now, and watching how different bands are preparing to survive through this whole thing is pretty interesting, and just trying to stay. Do you do anything to kind of stay in the people's view? Like, are you on Instagram a lot, or are you like, I don't know, are you still promoting what you're doing regardless of not being able to play shows? Because live shows is what we mostly rely on for this sort of thing, but
Totally.
without that, have you been actively still trying to push things out there?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely do. I mean, we definitely try to push it as much as we can, just drain related things, I guess,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Internet stuff,
Right.
Yeah,
But-
totally. I mean, Sammy kind of runs all the social media pages, and he's fairly active and does a good job at like keeping consistent and just trying to, we luckily like right before COVID kind of hit, we put out shot a music video, so we were able to release that, which was really cool. And yeah, I'm just trying to
Music video is out, you said, right?
It is out,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, just trying to stay as active as we can without playing shows. But as as everyone knows, it's tough.
Yeah. So yeah, I noticed you said that Sammy runs most of the social media, because there was something I wanted to talk about, that Drain did have a post on Instagram relating to the Black Lives Matter movement, and I don't know if that's something that anyone of you can comment on, because I thought it was really cool seeing that from a band. You don't often see that in these times, because bands are a little nervous about getting criticized from people and whatever, just kind of trying to weather that criticism. And it feels good to see someone just, despite, it's kind of crazy how, you know, we're a part of a scene that was born out of defiance from, you know, the current climates of the world. And for some reason, people look at your band and expect you to do the whole shut up and play your music thing when everything that we're about, I'm sure you guys can relate to that, everything we're about is not shutting up and,
Right.
you know, speaking our minds and
Absolutely.
standing up and saying something for someone who can't necessarily do that. So I guess I just wanted to see if you guys had any commentary about the post and if you received any sort of backlash from people, or because I know I do social media for some things, and anytime I make a post about some sort of social issue, there's always people sliding up into the DMs with their opinions on negative opinions about this and that. So did that happen with you guys?
Not that. Yeah, I don't think so.
Not that we know. To be
Yeah.
honest, but
I mean, I think that we just felt as a band it's important to use our platform to kind of just show people where we stand. And I think that in a time like this, it's important to kind of not have your feet in both pools, so to speak. Like I think that we wanted to avoid confusion as to where we do stand.
Yeah.
And if it means weeding out people who are uncomfortable by that, then we are more than happy to see them.
Yeah,
go.
I think the quote on the post was like, you know, if you don't agree, hit that unfollow button.
Yeah, and you know what? We're glad to see those people go.
Yeah.
absolutely.
You know,
It's so funny when someone does get the nuts to kind of like say some negative shit to you about, you know, a positive statement that you're making, and their first go-to thing is kind of like, well, you just lost a just lost a follower or something. Like they're gonna get you with this jab that they got, you know. And it's like, actually, thank you.
Right.
You just made it so much easier for me, you know. Now I don't have to weed you out.
exactly. And I know a lot of people think it's like just preaching to the choir, but you know, like even though we didn't really experience it all that much personally, like there are a lot of people who do experience it. So it's not really preaching to the choir. There are a lot of people who are uncomfortable by the Black Lives Matter, the Black Lives Matter movement.
Right.
And you know, I think it's important to recognize those people so we can, you know, disassociate, because that's not something that we're about.
Yeah, you know, and I always want to kind of try to do my best to, even though I have different opinions with these people who are offended by, you know, whatever statement I might make. It's like, I guess I'm just hoping that maybe through some sort of dialogue, I can shift their viewpoint a little bit.
Absolutely.
Because, you know, I'm not trying to make any more enemies, you know.
Sure.
I would love to be, some people it's just like they're too far gone and it's, you know, there's no point in even trying. But, you know, I do try to have like a, you know, some sort of conversation with these people and maybe change a mind or two, but it definitely gets difficult when
Sometimes it could be like not worth it, you know, because you just know that you're not going to change that person's mindset.
Absolutely. So
Yeah, and I think people who are willing to have a conversation about it, I think conversation education is incredibly important.
right.
But, you know, like you said, there are people who just are too far removed, and there's a lot of people who just think that politics don't belong in punk rock, and I think those people are just...
It seems a little like they're confused, right?
Yeah,
I don't understand how people can feel that.
Yeah, exactly. Just miss the point from the get-go, and
Yeah,
therefore there's
yeah.
no real reasoning with them, so therefore it's not worth it, and it's just, yeah.
Yeah, I really don't understand the whole, you know, shut up and play your music thing.
Right,
It's
yeah.
just...
Especially in a genre like punk rock, it seems like, I just kind of missed the boat on that one.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, so, so there was, you know, is there anything else? I don't know. You guys want to shout anybody out? You got something you want to promote? Anything like that? Like,
Just want to give a quick shout out to Santa Cruz, California, the 831, all of our friends. Shout out Scal, shout out Josh Struck, shout out Lead Dream, shout out all the beautiful people in that city. Miss you guys. Love you guys.
Yeah, shouts out to Santa Cruz, also Salinas, Hollister. For me and
Hollister?
Hollister, yeah.
Hollister's a place?
It is very much a place, yeah.
Wow.
I was
so not just clothing.
A couple of hometown boys here.
yeah. I was born there. Dirt lives there currently.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, shouts out to Charlie Justice from the band No Truce. He's one of my OGs.
Okay.
Put me onto a lot of shit.
Nice.
Just a Salinas head, and yeah.
So what? Salinas was Jim Dandy's in Salinas?
Yes, but that was way before my. That was
Okay.
2000, 2001.
Okay.
Like yeah.
Yeah, I went to Jim Dandy's a couple of times. I don't
That's
know
sick,
if
yeah.
it's that was like a pretty legendary place. And the guy that did you hear about the guy that? Did you know who the guy that ran it was? Like that wore the cowboy hat and stuff.
No, not at all, yeah.
He was like some interesting kind of cowboy guy that was, probably 40 years older than anybody that was going to the place for shows. He was just this old guy that would hang around and walk around the show, but would let hardcore shows happen there. And it was kind of that's like my only viewpoint of Salinas was this. I don't know anything about Salinas aside from this like one highway that was pretty much empty in every other direction except for Jim Dandy's. Like that's what I remember. So I don't really know too much about Salinas or Salinas hardcore. I remember there was a band from there called Fate 13.
Yes, Fate 13. Yeah.
Whatever
So
happened to them? Are
sick.
they still really? So they're still around,
Well,
or
not exactly. I mean, they did a couple like reunion shows.
Okay.
Like in the past, 4 or 5 years or whatever
Wow.
that I went to, but like I haven't really heard much from them the past few years or whatever. But
okay?
yeah, but
Yeah, because I remember, like you said, in the early 2000s, they were kind of the guys. There's always going to be those people in whatever scene that are the most active ones, that are the people that are making things happen. Because if there's not someone who steps up to book these shows, no one's going to do it. It's not like some corporation's going to swoop in and start booking hardcore shows for everyone. So you got to step up and do it for yourself. And they were the guys at the time that I remember there was someone in that band that was booking all the shows at Jim Dandy. So
totally.
is Salinas still a place like that? Is there venues, despite everything going on right now, but pre that, was there like a venue or
Like
a scene, like more bands that were kind of existing or anything like that?
yeah, I mean, well, like my old band Gardens, just like a hardcore punk band I played drums for before Drain. Like we've been around since like 2012 and stuff, and we were like playing shows. We've had like venues and stuff, but right now it's kind of like at a standstill because like no one's really
everyone,
like.
yeah, probably the same in Santa Cruz, right?
No, Santa Cruz was definitely popping off, man. We have this cool little venue called Sub Rosa, which is like this small anarchist library.
I've actually heard that. I never got a chance to go there, but I've heard of that.
Yeah, it's really cool, and like a lot of bands come through there and play there, and it's really small, so they can pack a lot of people in there, and it gets pretty rowdy. So it's been a lot of fun. And shout out Malachi Green. He does like most of the booking, if not all the booking in Santa Cruz, and definitely keeps that scene alive. So
Nice.
we
nice.
definitely would not be a band without him either.
Is he from Gulch, or am I tripping?
No, he plays in Scowl, Josh Struck,
yeah,
and Lecture.
Okay, okay. Yeah, sick. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know how we're doing on time here, but Nate, we're good. So, I mean, yeah, I didn't. What I don't have that many more questions left, so I guess we'll just kind of keep trying to keep this moving. But so once you come out of this hiatus that everyone's forced into, are you gonna like just jump right back into it with the band and just kind of try to tour immediately and start playing shows?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
that's
literally
definitely the plan,
as
yeah.
soon as we can, we will.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
It's kind of crazy, yeah, because you don't really have a time frame. It's not like someone's saying, "Oh, live music is going to be allowed on this day." So,
Right,
and to book a tour, you got to do it so many months in advance, and no one has the
and it's
luxury of doing that right now.
It's pretty like soul crushing to see all these like independent venues just like
Starting to shut down
and
Yeah.
struggle, and it's just like it just makes me very fearful of the future. Like hopefully. They
Yeah.
can get some sort of assistance or bailout, and
Right.
hopefully, the bands as soon as they can start playing there, and you know what I mean.
This is something I think about often because I do see a lot of, like venues that have shut down here in LA so far that I know of, like the Troubadour, for example.
I know.
I heard about that.
Which is crazy, that's
Straight up
that's like
nuts,
a
yeah.
legendary venue, been around forever. But then you have your venues like the one you were talking about in Santa Cruz, Sub Rosa,
Yeah.
which is, I'm sure it's completely DIY, right? They have
absolutely.
no
Oh, yeah.
financial backing from anybody.
at all, yeah.
So a place like that is gonna exist no matter what.
Right.
They're gonna keep doing shows, so where a place like the Troubadour, where I love that venue, nothing against them whatsoever, but I don't feel like we need them.
True.
Because
That is true,
Without them, it's like, oh, they're shut down. Let's do the show right here in Long Beach. There's
Totally.
a stage here, so
Yeah, I don't think the DIY ethic will ever die, and I'm so grateful for that, and I think we all are. Yeah, it's just such a weird time, I think, for everyone involved.
It's kind of like a reset button. Where,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I feel like anyone who has the drive to push through this is going to do it, and the other people who are too lazy to make anything happen are just going to kind of fall apart.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean,
like even all the live stream stuff is really cool because it's like, even though like missing the crowd setting and like the intimate setting of what makes like punk and hardcore and metal so great, at least bands are like actively just trying to play and trying to provide music to people
or
who need
just
it.
talk like we're
Or
doing
just talk,
now. I
yeah,
mean,
absolutely.
because
This is great,
this kind of thing is I feel that it's necessary. It's something that I want to see. It's just because you can't go into a room and see the live music for the time being. It's good to talk about these things and
100%.
kind of get a feel for how everyone is feeling at the time and what the plans are for the future, because once everything is maybe sort of getting back to normal, we're all going to have to kind of get together and make shit happen again, because
absolutely.
if not us, then who,
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of, the live stream thing is really, it was difficult at first kind of doing this and being involved in this, because you feel a little embarrassed about talking in front of people, because I'm not used to this sort of thing, or like expecting people to tune in and watch you just talk a bunch of stupid shit. But I think it's a very productive thing that we're doing this. And
No, absolutely, it's beyond cool, and we're so honored to be a part of it.
hell yeah. Well, maybe eventually we'll get you guys to play, even without. There might not be a crowd or anything, but I think it would still be great, and people would want to see that.
Absolutely.
Maybe we can make it worth watching. I think it
man.
would be a great idea. We got some questions coming in. We're gonna do live questions. Oh yeah,
All right,
hit us. with
Dirt,
it.
get ready.
Nate's the question guy.
Dirt's gonna answer them all.
Here we go. Let's start with inappropriate, just so we can get it out of the way, and then maybe.
So, Urban Cowboy.
Oh my
shit.
god.
God damn.
Wait,
All right, Dirt, get ready.
I guarantee you it's for me.
I know that name.
Times has Sammy pulled out his dong.
Too many to goddamn
Too
count,
many
man. Holy.
fucking times.
Yeah.
Is he straight edge?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll repeat. What did you say? How many times has Sammy pulled out his dong? So that's the thing that straight edge guys like to do a lot. I've noticed.
Yeah.
They're like, they're like messing with their friends.
An educated guess.
There's not a number high enough. It's
I know, yeah. It's
like
well past 1,000.
like well
At least 1,000.
at least 1,000 times, dude. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't drink, so he's got to get it
He's
out
got-
some
yeah.
other way,
He's got to party somehow.
Appropriate. Now we got appropriate.
What songs do you plan to play off the new album?
What songs do you plan to play off the new album?
For sure, White Coat Syndrome.
Is that the one that you did the video for?
No, that's California Cursed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which we've already been playing pre-COVID. But
Pre-COVID, that's like the new. Seriously,
Yeah.
that's the new way that we're gonna reference time.
like, man, I remember back in the day. Like,
I remember the
history
pre-COVID
books.
days. Yeah.
Yep.
pretty much all of them, like all the ones we haven't gotten a chance to play yet. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all the new ones that we haven't played. We had been playing like half the record prior to COVID, so all the tracks that we haven't played yet, we definitely will.
It's a tough decision when you write a bunch of new songs and you got to figure out, once you have like this whole arsenal of songs that you have to decide to not play some of them because it'll make the set way too long. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever had to play an hour-long set before.
No.
But sometimes there's certain festivals that you play that'll force you to play about at least an hour to be able to get paid. So, yeah, it sucks really bad.
I can imagine that'd be difficult, especially for us. We've never played longer than 10 minutes.
How many songs is 10 minutes? This is probably like
Dude.
10 songs in 10 minutes.
I think it's five or six.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Dude,
Yeah,
we
well,
play short and sweet, man.
Now you got the LP. You got to start kicking up
I know.
the set
Yeah.
time, and you got to decide which ones you're gonna play, and it can be that's like a stressful situation when
Yeah.
you're like, oh man, I don't know what to play. Like, what if they don't like this song or something like
Totally,
that?
totally.
And like song placement too, and all that.
Yeah, it becomes like this art form where I feel like in reality, most people in the crowd don't give a shit and they're not even thinking about this sort of thing. But when you're up on stage and you're in the band and you overthink every single thing, and you're
Right.
like, oh my God, how should we transition into this song next? No, maybe we'll do the other one, that kind of thing. So
Yeah.
that's
We're-
definitely stressful.
We'll be ready to play whatever, all of them if we can.
All of them?
Oh yeah.
All right. We're going to hold you to that. So yeah, they got to know.
Last question.
All right.
Dirt.
Directly to Dirt.
Why are you so quiet?
Why are you so quiet?
I
Are you,
think, like you said, I'm just nervous talking in front of the camera and in front of people and stuff.
I feel that, man. It's hard. It's something that I've had to do it. I've been forced to do it multiple times throughout my life. So it's like I have this false sense of comfort. Like I'll make myself be okay with it, but the entire time I'm up here, I'm like, my mind is racing and I'm considering just throwing the mic down and running out of the place and just leaving it hanging. But yeah, it can be hard when, like people are looking to you to say something.
Yeah.
And so say something.
Shit.
Well, exactly. Yeah, my point exactly.
Favorite
So-
riff, Dirt.
Favorite.
Favorite riff? Off top?
Off top.
Countdown.
Damn, I can't even think.
Damn, that's crazy.
Damn, that
Yeah,
is,
damn, that is crazy.
What's your favorite riff?
yeah.
Honestly, dude, I don't know. There's a lot of riffs out there, man.
Throw one good one. It doesn't have to be the all-time ultimate, best
my
riff on
God.
earth, but just one that you think
mean-
is a contender at least.
I don't know. I mean, well, like hardcore, maybe like
Give me a metal. Give me a metal.
metal.
Riff.
Shoot, probably like Toxic Waltz, Exodus,
Exodus.
or something that's
That's
just
a
like
good
a
one.
tough ass riff.
Yeah.
Hardcore, maybe something off of that No Warning album, fucking Ill Blood, maybe.
Oh,
That's just
there
off the
we
top
go.
of my head. I don't know. Maybe like Answer the Call or I don't know. Something.
That's
just off the top.
That's some
but
good stuff. Yeah. I like that. What about you?
Shit. Dude, I'm gonna be so cliche. I'm probably just gonna go Slayer. That's kind of my go-to. But like, pretty much anything off South of Heaven is pretty hard.
True.
Say Mandatory Suicide. That's like my go-to. I know it's probably everyone's, but
I shock people with my view on Slayer. I don't want to upset Kevin. I don't know where you're at, but I never listened to Slayer because, sorry, it was one of those things where the people that listened to them, I associated the band with them, and well, now that's a bit no. I love Mexicans. What do you mean? Yeah, just like kind of the whole fence walking sort of Nazi thing,
Oh, dude,
and I
it's
feel
the
like they
worst.
kind of played up on it, and like with Hanneman, rest in peace. Like I don't know, just all the imagery and stuff just really spoke to these kind of shitty Nazi people, and that's I just was especially at a younger age when I was so much more narrow scope. I just couldn't separate. I associated the band so much with those people that I just never listened to them. Then I adopted a thing where if you saw the reaction, it was funny when I would tell people, yeah, I don't like Slayer. And then they would be like, what? And they would freak out. So it became like this funny thing where then it evolved into me being like, fuck Slayer. And just to kind of be provocative and piss people off. But undeniable riffs though. So,
True.
I mean, I can definitely
But
say
I
that.
feel you, man. Like if anyone who's been to an Ozfest will tell you, like those are some of the worst people alive.
I've
that
never,
attend
yeah,
Ozfest.
I've heard.
It's-
I actually
it's pretty
never went
awful.
to an Ozfest, which is surprising.
Yeah, it's pretty
To me,
It's
even,
pretty
yeah.
atrocious.
It's like sometimes like metal fans can be really really cool or like really really cringy.
Yeah, it's
you know?
like it's
About
like
a
there's no in between, right? It's
Yeah.
just like super cool or just like the absolute worst.
Dude.
So you went to Ozfest. You must have been really young.
I was, yeah. I went to it was actually, I think it was the last Ozfest in San Bernardino, but it was like Exodus played, Devil Driver played. I'm trying to think, Motley Crue with the original lineup played.
Wow.
That's sick.
It was, it was cool. Like it was cool, but it was like the people there. It's like, I mean, if you want to people watch, it's probably like the best place to do it, but it's pretty unbearable at times.
Yeah, I just could never bring myself to
Yeah.
chill out in the desert in like 130 degree heat for
Dude.
who knows how many hours in dirt, right? Isn't it just in
Oh, it's just dirt
not
and there's
dirt the
all
person,
you,
but it's
all
like
you,
dirt.
All you,
The person's probably there too, but it's just like
you just smell weed and cigarettes and dirt, and then you can spend $20 on a Monster to hydrate yourself. It's
oh my
pretty
god,
sick.
yeah. I mean that's the embodiment of what I do not want to
Right?
do.
Yeah.
But
I got another question.
oh, we got another. I just want. Oh, hold on. I want to say my riff. I think my
yes, yes.
favorite. This is, it's not the. It's contender for me. It's like in the top 10, but just the opening riff, Marauder, Life is Pain is just.
Yep.
It's
Very nice.
It's just so perfect, right? Like, chef's kiss.
Yeah.
I just gotta say that. So
Untouchable record.
untouchable record. Yeah. Overall record is just like unreal. Before we get to the question, is it metalcore or is it not metalcore? This is a debate that I have all the time because it definitely sounds like metal, but they're a hardcore band. So, in my opinion, that is the definition of what metalcore is.
Right.
Not 2004 metalcore with like swoopy hair and all that kind of stuff, right? Like metalcore, the term metalcore kind of like changed into this derogatory term where I feel like originally it was just to describe metallic sounding hardcore. So
Right.
I vote that Marauder is the good version of metalcore.
Yeah, because I feel like there's different like people. There's different types of like metalcore that people. Because some people will be like, oh, metalcore is like Trivium or something like that. Yeah, or people or like you can consider like I don't know like Integrity to be like a metalcore.
Yeah. See, that's
You know
what
what I
maybe it has to do with the age. Like I'm a little older, so metalcore to me is just metallic sounding hardcore, not from Autumn to Ashes or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know that band, but
like those riffs.
exactly. All right. So Nate, what's the question?
So, someone asked about touring Guatemala.
Wow, Guatemala, touring
Damn.
Guatemala.
You got people tuning in from Guatemala.
That's insane.
Would you ever play Guatemala in Central America?
Would you ever play Guatemala and Central America?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's a pretty easy.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
We'll play anywhere.
Yeah. Anywhere?
Have you guys ever been there?
Nah.
No.
It's a pretty intense situation down there. I mean, what does Central America consist of in total? Panama,
So it'd be
Guatemala, Nicaragua, Panama,
Costa Rica.
Costa Rica has shows often. I've been down there and played, I think, twice.
All right.
Yeah, Nate's been down there a few times and played shows. There's bands from there like that tour the world and stuff. Shout out to Billy the Kid. Shout out to what's Fernando's band? Duma. Yeah. So yeah, you guys should.
Dude, we'll go, man. We'll go wherever. We'll put ourselves in sketchy situations. we'll do it all.
It can be a little overwhelming down there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes it's scary when you figure out that you're actually, there's parts of the world that are just, I don't know, outside of the law. Yeah. And it can be, I don't often find myself fearful in foreign countries, but there's been the times that I have been in South America, Central America. Yeah.
We'll have to do some research on nudity laws all over, but other than that.
But yeah, I mean, you guys should definitely look into playing down there because, I mean, yeah, that's crazy that there's people tuning in from. I didn't even know that there were shows happening in Guatemala. I've never. Nate's played everywhere.
Shout out Guatemala.
Yeah,
Yes.
shout out to Guatemala. I want to go there. So whoever it is that's watching this right now, please bring me there. Just even if it's just for a vacation or something, I'm down for that.
We got another question.
This is
Who were you
great.
guys supposed to tour with before COVID?
Who were you supposed to tour with before the virus shut the world down? Oh, is it something that you should?
I
I'm
don't-
supposed to talk
I
about?
don't-
Supposed to.
Oh
I'm so
man,
sorry. I don't know what we can or can't say. So
Was it like you were going to be the supporting band for
Yes.
a tour already
Yeah.
existing? Okay, so is it something that they're postponing, or is it just it's a wrap and it's not happening anymore?
Don't know how to answer that either.
I
Yeah,
don't
really.
It's kind of.
sorry to be a letdown. I have no idea. Dude,
Metallica.
it was Metallica.
Slayer
straight up.
comeback.
Straight
Slayer's
up
already
Metallica.
back.
It
We're
was
gonna be hanging with James in overalls.
Yes.
It's gonna be sick.
Oh man, final
Bon
final
Jovi.
Ozzy.
We would.
The final Ozzy.
Striper. Yes,
We're gonna do the
Striper.
Slayer reunion in like 20 years.
Yeah.
Striper is the Christian
Yeah.
Glam metal band.
power metal band, right? Yeah. Boo.
To hell with the devil.
Oh my god, amazing.
Hey, I am not a fan of Christianity, but there's some great Christian music in the world.
Dude.
I don't know if you guys.
Oh, yeah.
100% agree.
Yes.
Striper rules.
I don't listen. I don't know anything about Striper, but there's definitely like Solid State Records and Tooth and Nail Records. Like it Face Down in the late '90s, early 2000s. Shockwave. I don't know if you guys like Shockwave, Dodging Bullets. What else was there? Disciple. No Innocent Victim from San Diego. Living Sacrifice. Great metalcore. Real good metalcore. Christian embodiment. Christian death metal. Well, lyrically, they're not devilish. It's very sounds like a sermon when you read the lyrics. It's like very intense Christianity. Yeah,
Yikes.
that doesn't really exist anymore. I feel like the whole Christian hardcore thing is not
Yeah, I
as
feel like that was kind of like a time and
like
place
a time
type
and
of
place. It's
deal.
kind of weird how it just sort of fizzled out throughout the years, but.
I think we're probably okay with that.
Yeah. I know there was a guy in some new school term metalcore band. I think they were called For Today. It's like a big metalcore band or whatever, but he would baptize people outside the show in I believe he did it in a dumpster one time, like a clean dumpster. He filled it up with water and was baptizing people in a dumpster. Yeah, this is a true story, I swear. It was I didn't see it firsthand, but it was told to me. But it was like a brand new clean dumpster, filled it up with water, and was baptizing people.
Dirt, thoughts on that?
That's powerful shit.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah,
That's kind of
I mean, damn.
That's hard.
Like imagine,
not hard at
like
all.
feeling that powerful. That must be special to just
Dude.
feel like. That's
Damn.
yeah. Shout out to that guy. We bring him on the
Yeah.
show and
What's the band?
the show For Today.
Shout out For Today.
I think they had issues because a couple of the guys made anti LGBTQ plus
Scratch that. Fuck.
yeah.
and
Yeah.
anti.
Rewind
They're
that.
very
band.
pro life. So
right, scratch
anti-abortion, yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of what you would expect out of people like that, though, right? You know, but yeah, actually, screw them. We don't.
Yeah, fuck
Sorry,
For
but we don't
Today.
want you.
Oh my god.
All right, well, yeah, we already did shout outs and everything, so yeah, we're gonna have some music up from Revelation Records DJing and
Right on, man.
yeah, I don't know.
sir.
Thank you guys for being here. This is
Dude, yeah,
cool
thank you,
and
man.
fun and
Yeah. Thank
can't
you
wait
guys.
to see you guys play again. And you are bound to play Sound and Fury again, whether you want to play or not.
Dude, we're there,
you-
man.
I'm
Thank
gonna
you so
force you
much.
guys to
Yeah,
play.
we are 100% there.
This is our verbal contract right now.
Yeah, it's that.
Otherwise, we got a clean dumpster in the back.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Sound and Fury 2021. Drain is gonna baptize people in the parking lot.
Dude.
Yeah. So shout out again. Shout out Drain. Shout out. What's your area code?
831.
831.
Yeah.
Shout out to 831.
But we're gonna say 40831. Shout out San Jose too.
Yes, yes.
San Jose. Yeah.
Yeah, San
I
Jose
love
on
it.
top.
I love the like camaraderie that happens between
Oh,
all your
yeah.
cities. That's like a beautiful thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And it it extends all the way south to
100%,
LA, San
100%.
Diego, everybody.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
One big
California
California.
as a
California,
whole
yeah.
has
On
just
top.
been
Yeah.
I love that everyone is the younger generation of people is like really tight knit, and that's a beautiful thing to see. So
Right.
yeah, here we go.